Lee,
Oh,
it's Wednesday. It's Music Wednesday.
Music Wednesday.
Yeah, we're having a bit of a short week this week. I took a day's holiday off because it's Kim's birthday. You took a day off because you went to York.
Yeah.
Lucky bugger. So yeah, we've just done our sprint planning. It's a bit of a straightforward week this week. What are you doing?
Yeah, so we're going to start the day with a YouTube video. Ultimately, I have a norm, we'll get that done today. And then the rest of the week's just me hexceed levels. Also got the Rimor world, just sort of laid out last week. Just going to make a start, get as much done as I can. Should be pretty much it.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, when we came in this morning, there was a few bugs that needed addressing. So there was a few uncompletable levels. Is that a word?
Yeah.
Incomplete. There were some levels you couldn't do properly in the DLC we launched on Friday for hexceed. So I think you're gonna address that, aren't you? And then I'm gonna do a build, sort that out. There were a couple of bugs that people have been reporting as well. Things like the bomb count isn't always right for some reason, and a couple of the settings aren't working properly. So I'm going to be doing a lot of bug fixing. Other than that though, back on Color and Pixels on Switch, hopefully make some progress with this UI selection stuff. Lee, it's Thursday.
Thursday?
Yeah, woo. We just done stand up. I've forgotten what I'm doing. What am I doing? Bug fixing. Bug fixing. So the hexceed Switch patch went live, both of them I think, that were still outstanding, so those bugs seem to be fixed.
Yeah, we're going to confirm that we get the right version, but yeah, we look alright.
Yeah, which is really good news. But I'm going to be still working on hexceed bug fixing today, so there were a couple of problems. One's just an aesthetic thing with the highlighter, and one of them was the bomb count can sometimes be wrong.
Yeah, on one level specifically, folks of it.
Yeah, there's a screenshot of someone with -3 bombs remaining. Is that what? Yeah, so I'm going to try and investigate that anyway. And once I've done that, some performance stuff for Color and Pixels on Switch, because some of the larger levels it really struggles. So we're going to either have to improve performance or get rid of those levels. So I'd rather improve.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yes, I'm trying fixing the devlog. Sort of bugging out, I'm trying to export it, so just going to try and get that sorted. Once that's done, hopefully you can watch it and I can make any corrections, get uploaded. It's going to be late for the Patreon today, but it's broken, so.
Yeah, we can't give them something that's broken.
And then other than that, just me level designing, get as many levels done for hexceed as I can, just get a good head start, I guess.
Okay, so me and Kim put up the Christmas decorations that we usually do at home. So I found our bag of Christmas stuff that we used last year. So I've got a little 1-foot Christmas tree with the Christmas tree lights. The batteries are dead though, so I've asked Kim to bring some. Bulbso's got his little hat, and I've got the lights around the sign. So woo, more Christmas decorations. Okay, so I've got a couple of hexceed PC bugs to fix today. One of them was this level that's been reported. Basically, people can get -3 when they complete the level, and we're not quite sure why. I think it's just because this level's old. So on build, when Lee was testing it, it was showing 75 bombs, and now that I've loaded it, it's showing 78. So I guess maybe it just calculated the number wrong, and now it's fixed it. But yeah, if it's showing 78 now, that's correct. There are 78 bombs, so hopefully just a quick build and that bug will be fixed. But the other ones are a bit more complicated. So we've been having this bug with a highlighter. Yeah, a slight bug with a highlighter. So when you press on a hex, it highlights all of the hexes that it cares about, and occasionally just one will be missing like that. And we're not quite sure why. It's been around for a couple of months, this bug. But yeah, I've thrown a couple of lines of code in to basically check to make sure it's all drawn properly. Hopefully that'll fix it, but it's a difficult one to replicate because it's not 100%. So fingers crossed I'll fix that, but we'll see. And the last bug it's just another minor graphical bug. When you've got the setting on to remove the numbers when they're no longer needed, occasionally on switching tiles they can stay around. We thought to fix this as well, but I think I commented it out accidentally a while ago. So I fixed it again, and hopefully that should be fixed. I've just done a quick build, and fingers crossed that should be it. Okay, so I'm working on Color and Pixels and Switch again. I've mainly just been looking at performance improvements. So I did a bit of profiling on Color and Pixels on PC. There are a couple of things that stood out, but the main concern I've got with Switch is levels like this size. This one's 500 and yeah, it's big. So when you load that, you can see that the game is really struggling. So yeah, it takes a while to load. I think that's because it's loading a save file. But yeah, the game really struggles. You just get really low FPS. There we go. Yeah, so you can see the snow falling is just really, really stuttery. When getting a couple of frames a second, you can really notice it when you start to like pinch zoom like that. It gets a bit laggy and it sometimes actually glitches out because it's so slow. Just not receiving input. When you're pressing the button presses, it's really slow. Yeah, so something really needs to be done about it. And if we can't do anything, we might just actually have to replace that level with something else. It would be a shame because there's quite a few large levels in a lot of the books. That is an extreme example, but some of these smaller levels you start to notice problems with as well.
So yeah, a bit of an update where I'm at today. I got the YouTube video finished earlier today. It was a bit more hassle than I expected, getting an error with the export. Turns out there was one of the edits I made just wasn't compiling properly, so had to remove that, and then everything went fine from there. The rest of the day's been spent making levels. Me starting with the large levels, just get out of the way first. It's been a bit of slow progress, only on level 16. Alright where we're at. I think I'm going to call you here for now, and then just pick it up again tomorrow.
Lee, it's Friday.
It's Friday.
Yeah, woo. We've just a stand-up. What you doing?
Yeah, it's going to be day levels. The YouTube video needs to go live in a couple of minutes, but other than that, just making levels all day.
Fair dues, nice and simple. As for me, I'll be working on current pixels on Switch. Oh, there is a hexceed bug I might look into, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's always a hexceed bug. But no, current pixels on Switch. Yesterday I managed to identify a lot of the performance issues that we were getting, so today I'm going to try and fix them.
So one task I forgot I was going to do today was the announcement posts for the Rimor DLC. So just go ahead and do all those now. So there's the Steam announcement, website announcement, Discord announcement, all the usual places. But yeah, they've all been sent out straight away. It's lunchtime of the Friday, 2 weeks before release, so that's normally how we try to schedule them. So it's worked out quite nicely. But yeah, done that now. I'm going to go on to doing levels for the rest of the day now.
Okay, so I've been making some improvements to performance. I've been doing a lot of profiling. So Unity's profiler. Basically, the objective is to keep this graph underneath this line here, which is 60 FPS. And I think I've pretty much done that. So I've got the horrible. So I've got the big level loaded here, and things seem to start running quite well. Especially when you're moving around, the input works quite well, but occasionally it'll just freeze. So this is the next problem I need to look at. Yeah, the whole profiler will just lock up, and I think that's to do with it saving. So you see this huge spike here. So yeah, that takes basically 13 seconds to run the save script. So I kind of need to improve that performance. I think that's the next step now. But yeah, the base game seems to be working much better with the performance improvements. It does go up a bit if I am actually colouring. You see that blue bar is the scripts. So it does go up a little bit when you're colouring in, but it's still well within 60 FPS. So it's looking good. Lisa, weekend?
Weekend?
Yeah. Bit of a short week this week.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, it's been a good week. Mainly been hexceed, I think, this week for you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's just been a lot of level building for the new DLC. There's also been the announcement posts went out today as well. Just announcing the DLC store page is live. None of that. Bit of bug testing, bit of bug reporting.
Yeah, there's quite a few bugs on Switch that needed addressing, but thankfully that patch went through.
Yeah.
And a few cosmetic bugs really with.
Yeah, quite a few comments. People seem to be enjoying the fact that it's fixed. Very happy with it. So.
Oh, that's good. That's good. And there was a couple of problems with the DLC last week's DLC, wasn't there? But we got that sorted as well.
Yeah. But yeah, and that's just the devlog for me. Had a bit of a error this week, which is the first time I had that. But looking at the error codes, it will fix it, so it's not too bad.
But yeah, for me, it's just been colouring pixels mainly. There's a bit of bug fixing for hexceed, obviously, but mainly colouring pixels on Switch. We managed to get the UI all navigable. That's a word. Navigable. Yeah, so that's all good and sorted. Other than that, I've just been looking at performance improvements. I've managed to get a big chunk done, but there's still some more to go on that. So yeah, it's just progress, in it.
Yeah.
Progress.
As always, thanks for watching the video. Huge thanks to our Patreons as well. Check out the DLC coming on next week for this video.
Yeah, good stuff. Thanks for supporting us.